Guys, Jason, Mike, the escape room guys. We are here to talk about Five Wits' second adventure that we completed called The Tomb.
So Tomb at the same location in Ballston Quarter over in Arlington, Virginia. That one was started off pretty cool. You're shown a video about an ancient dig, and things are happening, and you have to find your way into this ancient tomb that you've excavated. You do find your way in, and then you are sealed in, and the pharaoh, whose spirit is trapped there, starts addressing you, and you have to eventually. The goal for this one is to find his burial chamber and find a way to set his spirit free, because if you don't, then you're trapped in there with him forever.
It was actually a lot of fun. I was kind of skeptical. We had heard from other people that know about Five Wits that espionage is not up to the same par as The Tomb is in some of their other games, adventures. So I didn't really want to talk about espionage until we got to do at least Tomb, and the other one, the third one there, is called Castle. So we got into Tomb, and I understand why people say what they say about espionage now, but Tomb is a lot more fun. It's just as team-oriented as espionage was. The story is, I think, a little bit campy, but it's still kind of fun. It's like the Curse of the Mummy meets the Goonies, almost.
And it has more of a seamless feel. It seems that the story works better together, and parts of the experience work better together, in my opinion. So the first thing is that you always have to find a way to get into the adventure and start the experience. So there's things that you have to do, and in both of them, I think I figured them out. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I read way too far into the one for espionage.
But then but once you're in there, they do give you flashlights because it is kind of dimly lit. But
it's an archaeological dig after all.
Something happens to the flashlights.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
But it's a huge space. And I mean, that's what I was really impressed with. Tomb is you felt like you were in a tomb, like the walls felt like rock and and stone, and it was really well decorated.
I mean, it does actually look like a tomb.
Their production value is amazing.
Yeah, before I forget, I will give you all one key hint. I'm not going to tell you where to do this, but you need to fail something deliberately because it's really cool. Gonna say that now so I don't forget. Fail something.
Mm-hmm. I would go with that. We didn't fail deliberately.
Now we want to go back and do it deliberately.
We should fail it 5 or 6 more times and see what happens.
For sure.
But we'll just say one of the Indiana Jones tombs, something happens very similar to that.
I'll go with that. I think that's sufficient
far enough and not ruinous.
Yeah. But anyway, so the story starts out. You're in you get in. Once you actually figure out how to get in, we neglected to mention that part in espionage. You do have to figure out how to get in and start. Once you do that, you're greeted by the pharaoh, which is actually pretty cool. Booming voice,
flashing lights.
What's his name in the Mummy movies? Imhotep.
Imhotep.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that. Just more commanding. If that makes any sense.
I'm kind of an asshole. I'm trapped. I've been trapped here for thousands of years, and you've infiltrated my tomb. And if you don't free my spirit, then I'm gonna kill you, and you're gonna have to listen to me for thousands of years. So, puzzles in this room were really cool. Observational. Memory.
We've encountered one of them before in the similar capacity in somewhere in Virginia. That's pretty much within the first 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is also a up to 30 minute adventure. We do think there's one part, because we only did this one once, whereas we did espionage 3 times. There's definitely a door we haven't gone through.
Mm-hmm.
So we do need to get back. We don't know what's behind
We're thinking that's probably one of the different endings that they have.
This one was just a good or bad. The espionage had win, fail, best, and worst, I think. I think there were 4, actually, yeah. This one just had 2, good and bad. So,
but I think there's levels between it. So I don't remember. Well, we've only done it once, so we can't tell you. But the first time through it, we did get a 99% with 2 of the 3 secrets found. Right? Yeah.
If they're worth, we definitely got 2.
I think there was 1 secret per room.
I was going to say, I don't remember if there were only 2 or if there were 3.
I think there were 3. I think that's why we either didn't get the 100% because we failed a part of it, or we didn't find the 1 secret.
We thought it was because we've not deliberately failed that part, so who knows?
Right. So we'll have to do it again, see what happens.
Yep.
But there are, I mean, teamwork again is the rule for this type of experience, because there's no way to do one of the puzzles in this room if you were by yourself.
Oh, there's no way to do practically any of the puzzles by yourself. So you do. You're going to need a team leader for every room.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily have to be the same one, because I pretty much guarantee that not every person, or one person, will not be able to lead every room. That's for sure. And I thought I was going to do the first one. No, totally lost it. Thank God someone else was listening.
But the second and the third and maybe the fourth, we're not going to tell you how many rooms exactly there are that you
17.
might progress through. Will handle a lot of like the different perceptions you're going to have about going through the experience. So
different personalities will certainly prevail.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it is
that should be rule number 11, the Da Vinci rule.
You got to. Everyone got to take lead, and there was a lot of in an escape room. Again, I'm going to use that phrase that they don't like us to use. You don't need to have conversation as to whether you're going to try a certain combination on a lock and see what happens.
You just shout it out that you're doing it. If it works, it works. Great.
Unless there's like a safe or something that has a lockout. But in this type of experience, you are going to have to vote on what you do to progress through the room. We had to have some conversations.
I'm just thinking too. Yeah, I'm just thinking which one.
But it was really cool. We got to the very end and we did free the Pharaoh's spirit. The ending was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And again, the production value,
top notch,
by far beyond, I think, almost anything we've ever seen.
If you've been to Escape Room Live in Georgetown in DC, on par with those, because they spent the money. I would say these are a little bit
I would say they're better.
But that's giving you an idea. These are 10 times larger than those, but it's good.
And even with the decorations and everything in the room, everything, cohesiveness, everything does fit. There's not anything in the tomb experience that we wouldn't have expected to find in a tomb. So
yeah, pretty much. It was well done.
So again, it pushes you through at a certain point. You have a certain number of time. You have a certain amount of time to finish.
I would assume it does. We were able to actually do everything, but we don't know. At least with espionage, we knew when we were getting pushed through, but we can't tell you what it's going to be like if you fail something and all the way to the point where you just don't go. I would assume with the way that this story is made, that if you don't pass or complete a task, you just keep on doing it until the Pharaoh either gives up on you and says the hell with it, or you actually waste the entire 30 minutes trying.
Or he pushes you through to a different room, which gives you a different experience. So we really don't know. And that's kind of the cool thing, is you can go back and do the adventures multiple times, and potentially have different endings each time you do it. So,
and again, no game master, all completely automated, just to point that out deliberately.
Yep.
Specifically.
So Tomb was great. Again, 99%, 2 secrets or Easter eggs, whatever you want to call them. So we didn't feel the need to run through that one again that quickly. Maybe a different.
And it was later at night. We just all wanted to go home.
Yeah. So
I think.
So that's Tomb. We will come back to you at some point and give you our take on Castle once we get a chance to do it.
Looking forward to that one. It's got dragons.
Yep.
See you guys later.
See ya.